This cell phone video shows Adriana trying to run towards her father, but is immediately stopped by officers.
Hey, she lives there! She lives there!
Suddenly, this female officer punches Adriana in the face.
The officer just sees the situation. It was so much emotion. She could have easily hugged me and told me, hey, stop, like, you can't go right there. But no, she immediately just started being aggressive.
After being punched in the face by this Huntington Park police officer, Adriana was then told she was being arrested.
There's a fire raging behind you. Right. What are you doing? Right? And even if you wanted to stop her, you don't have to punch her in the face, right? This is what I don't understand about police officers is that with all their training, where's the how to be a human 101?
What will you do if you're heading back home? You're probably a couple of blocks away from your house, a block away. You get close to your house and you realize your house is in flames. Your whole spot is on fire. There you see neighbors, you see all kinds of people running in and out the complex or the house. As you get closer and closer, you notice that there's cops, there's people out, people are helping people, and cops are helping people come out and get out, escape the fire, right? But you see far away, you see one of your parents. What is your first reaction? Of course, the same as I, right? Run in there, try to help, bring out your family members, your friends, rescue your mom, your dad, get them out, right? That is the first instinct that comes into you, right? You want to help your family, especially your family or your loved ones. Well, this was the case to Miss Adriana Hernandez. So happened July around 10 p.m. She got to her house and realized that the apartment was in flames. First thing that she tried to do, see and look out for her family, right? She tried to get in there, but the cops were not letting people in. When she realized that her dad was trying to get some stuff, some equipment for his work to rescue it so it wouldn't get damaged. So her instinct was to run in there and help the dad. But that night, it changed her whole life. We're going to get into it right now. I want to welcome you to the channel. We are Activate LA, broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. I am your host, King Activate. Let's watch this video, and we'll be back.
Adriana Hernandez is still dealing with the emotional fallout from an incident that happened back on July 4th. Her and her family are without their longtime home after a fire. And an interaction with officers that same night has left a lasting impact.
I just don't understand why those officers, all of them were so mean to me and so humane and lying.
It all happened late that holiday. Adriana says a neighbor told her family about a fire that started in the garage and quickly spread to the rest of the apartment. In cell phone video taken that night, you see officers initially signal to people to move away from the scene. After a few seconds, Adriana appears on screen, moving toward the apartment, but is pushed back by officers.
Hey, she lives there! She lives there!
It's at this point that things seem to escalate. The camera maintains a focus on the fire before quickly panning, and the officers clearly seen landing a hit on Adriana, while more officers are restraining her. She says she was hit in the face by the officer a total of 3 times.
I got it on camera! I got it on camera!
I know what's going on right here. So I was like, you know what? Let me just push aside. Let me get away from this. And you can see I'm trying to go away. She's still tugging me, still trying to hit me more.
Adriana says the officer grabbed her by the collar and yelled profanities at her mother. Later, Adriana says she was told she was being arrested and taken to jail that night. After being released early the next morning, Adriana says she had to walk home, a home that was now gone forever. Her family was standing outside.
And then once they see me, obviously we started hugging because that's all I wanted. I wanted to be my parents.
In a statement, the city of Huntington Park responded, saying in part, quote, "The fire department is actively working with the families displaced by the fire to provide necessary support and resources." Adding, quote, "Furthermore, the city is committed to working with internal investigators to ensure a thorough investigation of the fire and other related incidents. We also acknowledge the current investigation of a possible officer use of force." But Hernandez says neither she nor her family has heard from the city or any official since the incident.
The only truth is that they're not helping. I just don't understand.
Adriana and her family are now staying with a friend looking for a new home. But that new home won't be in Huntington Park, a place Adriana says is too scary for her family to be around anymore. But not at the expense of those friends and neighbors, folks who the family says have been by their side ever since.
Do you know who has reached out? The community, the own people. And I really thankful for that because it wasn't for them. It would probably be out. We'd be in a worse situation. And if it wasn't for that video, it would probably even worse.
We do see that video of Adriana running towards the fire, trying to get in there and help her family. She's running, Adriana's running into the fire. When we see the police officer, the female police officer push her, then we see in the footage and we see the gentleman screaming, hey, she lives there, and I got it on tape. And out of nowhere, the police officer jumps and punches her in the face. Now, to me, just like many of you guys are going to say, right? Well, there's two sides of the coin, and she shouldn't have done that. She shouldn't have done that, right? I think Adriana, she did what many of us would do: go out there and, without even thinking, help your loved ones, try to rescue as much as you can from your stuff, get your stuff, because maybe this is everything they have. This is their home. This is their livelihood. Her father's in there. She's thinking about his life. She's thinking about the whole future of the family. Now, I think myself, I will say, she should have waited. That's why there's the authorities there. That's why I didn't see no firefighters. I don't know. So that's the thing right there. The police officers, it's their job to prevent people from going in there so they won't get hurt. They won't be in danger, right? Because what about if they would have let Adriana go in there, right? Okay, go get your stuff. And Adriana would have lost her life along with the, I'm just being exaggerating here, right? But I'm just trying to see both sides of the story. I am going to talk about the female officer too, because what she did was wrong. But right now, let's cover Adriana. I understand her, because once again, I would have done what she did. But that's why the authorities were there, right? She needed to, that was not for her to go in there. Because once again, if let's say something messed up, really, really messed up or worse would have happened, her dad would have lost his life. She would have gotten in there and the officers would have been like, okay, go in there. And they would have gotten that on tape. Now it's the whole, not only that police officer that punched Adriana many times, or 3 times, I think they said, but now it's the whole department. So they need to enforce, they're doing their job right there. So I can see both, but at the same time, I feel for Adriana and her family. Now let's talk about the police officer. The police officer, you can tell, man, when they're holding Adriana back, even when Adriana runs, right? I think in the video, let's watch it again one more time.
Phone video taken that night, you see officers initially signal to people to move away from the scene. After a few seconds, Adriana appears on screen, moving toward the apartment, but is pushed back by officers.
Hey, she lives there! She lives there!
It's at this point that things seem to escalate.
Okay.
The camera maintains a focus on the fire before quickly...
She's pushing her back. I mean, also, too, that's another reaction of the cop, the police officer. She's not, maybe, I don't know, the training could have been more professional, but at the same time, she can't let the people go in there. As you can see, the fire back there.
It's at this point that things seem to escalate. The camera maintains a focus on the fire before quickly panning, and the officer is clearly seen landing a hit on Adriana. Things seem to escalate. The camera maintains a focus on the fire before quickly panning.
So I think
back by officers.
The female officer got kind of excited there, pushing her. So with the push, I mean, come on, that's her reaction. She's reacting. I can see that.
To move away from the scene. After a few seconds, Adriana appears on screen, moving toward the apartment, but is pushed back by officers.
Hey, she lives there! She lives there!
It's at this point that things seem to escalate. The camera maintains a focus on the fire before quickly panning, and the officer is clearly seen landing a hit on Adriana.
Oh yeah, that punch was unnecessary, man. That was unnecessary. It wasn't needed. You can see Adriana with her phone right there. I think this is the dad or the mom. That's another police officer. That's a male officer. Maybe the female police officer got her thought this was her cue. This was time to shine, and got excited. But
before quickly panning, and the officer is clearly seen landing a hit on Adriana, while more officers are restraining her.
She says punch?
While more officers are restraining her. She says she was hit in the face by the officer a total of 3 times.
I got it on camera!
The camera maintains a focus on the fire before quickly panning, and the officer is clearly seen landing a hit on Adriana, while more officers are restraining.
See, this cop is coming in, the one all the way to the right is coming in like nonchalant. You could tell Adriana, she's not a threat, doesn't have a weapon, she's got a phone. You're being pushed. Sometimes these cops try to provoke you into getting crazy, and so they can charge you with something extra.
She says she was hit in the face by the officer a total of 3 times.
I got it on camera! I got it on camera!
I know what's going on.
I don't see no firefighters, but at the same time, you can't be going in. And the cops can't let you in, because if something happened, something would have happened. Right now, we would have been like, would have been another story, right? We would have been talking about like, oh, these dumb cops, or they could have let her in, or they shouldn't have let her in. You know, it's their job to prevent people from getting hurt. So.
After a few seconds, Adriana appears on screen, moving toward the apartment, but is pushed back by officers.
Hey, she lives there! She lives there!
Later, Adriana says she was told she was being arrested and taken to jail that night. After being released early the next morning, Adriana says she had to walk home, a home that was now gone forever.
Damn.
Her family was standing outside.
And then once they see me, obviously we started hugging because that's all I wanted. I wanted to be with my parents.
In a statement, the city of Huntington Park responded, saying in part, quote, "The fire department is actively working with the families displaced by the fire to provide necessary support and resources," adding, quote, "Furthermore, the city is committed to working with internal investigators to ensure a thorough investigation of the fire and other related incidents. We also acknowledge the current investigation of a possible officer use of force." But Hernandez says neither she nor her family has heard from the city or any official since the incident.
The only truth is that they're not helping. Like, the only truth is...
Yo, this cop is wilding, yo. Look at you just...
Any official since the incident.
The family made it worse right there. They should have just, I mean, they, you know, like I said, you know, the cops, they're just waiting. They're letting you get crazy, kind of go in there, you know, trying to push them a little bit. Once you do that, they got something on your ass, you know. And I mean, you got it on tape. You got it on tape, but that's wild. Let's keep on watching this.
The only truth is that they're not helping. Like, I just don't understand.
Adriana and her family are now staying with a friend looking for a new home. But that new home won't be in Huntington Park, a place Adriana says is too scary for her family to be around anymore. But not at the expense of those friends and neighbors, folks who the family says have been by their side ever since.
Do you know who has reached out? The community, the own people. And I'm really thankful for that, because it wasn't for them, like, it would probably be out. Like, we'd be in the worst situation. And if it wasn't for that video, it would probably even worse.
This is sad, man. This is very sad. I normally don't post people's GoFundMe page. A lot of people ask me, but in this case, I am going to spread the word because, well, like from time to time, I like to help out the community. This is the GoFundMe page right here. It says, "Help rebuild life after devastating fire." Their goal is 15K. They're almost there. You guys can help if you guys can. If you guys cannot help, times are hard. You guys can go ahead and share it or share the GoFundMe page. Crazy. Once again, this case reminds me, you know, her trying to go in there, help her dad and family. Reminds me of the case that happened in Uvalde. Uvalde was a little bit more different, right, in the sense of being an active shooter and all. But the case, it was similar in the way that one of the mothers tried to go in there. The cops weren't doing anything. You know, it was like, I think 70 minutes that the shooting was going on, and they were scared. The cops weren't doing their job. You can go ahead and go to the GoFundMe page. I'm going to post a link down in the comment section. If you know Adriana Hernandez or any of her relatives, do me a favor, or Adriana Hernandez, if you're watching this, I would like to interview you, talk to you about the case, spread a little bit more awareness, and once again, help you guys out with spreading the word on your GoFundMe page. You can leave me a comment, or you can email me at info@activatela@gmail.com and talk to you about the case and see how can we help. And also to if you would like to come on the podcast, I would like to have you on the podcast. So, all right. Well, this was it for today. You have a good one. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. All right. Peace.